now again, politicization is blatant regarding the Rhea case. Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, who is the West Bengal PCC chief, has come out with yet another controversial statement saying that Rhea Chakraborty is a Bengali and has already been made a culprit. Adhir also claims that this issue should be raised in Bengal as she happens to be a Bengali. Another massive controversy. This time Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury yet again in the eye of the storm is the Congress party now, and the WB PCC chief, the West Bengal PCC chief, trying to play politics and using the Rhea case and indeed Rhea herself for votes. Remember, West Bengal goes to polls in a few months. Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury's statement claiming and saying that Rhea is a Bengali Brahmin. She, of course, is a Bengali. There's no doubt about that. This is what Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury had to say. Take a look.
एक सितारे को बिहारी बंगाली में ना बांटा जाए तो बेहतर है। आप तरह तरह की बातें करते हैं और बिहारी सेंटिमेंट को बढ़ावा देते हैं। और रिया चक्रवर्ती वो भी एक बंगाली ब्राह्मण है, वो भी एक महिला है, वो भी तो एक सितारे हैं। बिना कसूर अभी साबित नहीं हुआ कि उनका दोष क्या है, उनका गुनाह क्या है, लेकिन मीडिया वालों ने उनको तो गुनहगार बना दिए हैं। उनके पिता वो भी हमारे हिंदुस्तान की फौज की एक बड़ा ऑफिसर, लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल साहब, बड़ा पद संभालने वाला एक ऑफिसर है, हमारे फौज की मिलिट्री ऑफिसर है। उनका दो बेटा और बेटी दोनों को हिरासत में लिया गया। उनको भी न्याय मांगने का अधिकार है। मैं बीजेपी पार्टी को यह कहूंगा जरूर कि बिहार में जब आप सुशांत सिंह राजपूत को सामने रखकर बिहारी राजनीति करने जा रहे हैं तो बंगाल में भी ये मुद्दा जरूर उठेगा। नहीं तो कल क्या रिया चक्रवर्ती बंगाली होने के नाते बीजेपी पार्टी की हमदर्दी क्या नहीं है उनसे? ये भी तो सवाल उठने वाला है।
Sreshi and Tamal Bo joining us now. Sreshi, coming to you first. It's open season, it seems, for politicians to use the Rhea Chakraborty case as well as the Sushant case now for politics and political gains. Now, first he says that BJP is politicizing Sushant's Bihari origins, but he's doing the exact same thing with Rhea Chakraborty, going to her Bengali Brahmin roots. What's the difference here?
Well, that's right, Atar, and this comes at a time when the Congress MP has been newly appointed as the West Bengal Pradesh Congress Committee Chief. He had come here to the party office in Kolkata to address a news conference after being appointed by Sonia Gandhi as the West Bengal Congress head, ahead of the 2021 election, a very crucial election over here in West Bengal, keeping in mind the rising prominence of the Bharatiya Janata Party, who will be fighting against the incumbent government of Mamata Banerjee, and where the Congress and left have come in an alliance. So, of course, he has a very big responsibility to shoulder here in West Bengal. And at a time when the Sushant Singh Rajput death case is, of course, grabbing headlines, he has gone on to politicize this further by saying that Rhea is also a Bengali Brahmin girl. So, not only bringing in the caste of Rhea Chakraborty here, but also the fact that she is Bengali. And we've seen how time and again here in West Bengal, the fact that the whole Bengaliness is always highlighted to connect with the people on ground. And he said that he wants to ask the Bengal BJP what their stand is, because they in Bihar are gaining brownie points by getting into this whole issue and trying to showcase as though they are getting justice for Sushant Singh Rajput by convicting a girl who has not yet been held guilty, and there is no evidence against her for abetment of suicide, but has been put behind bars because of a drug case. And he has come here in Kolkata and urged the West Bengal BJP party to come out and talk about Rhea Chakraborty and make open their stand on a Bengali girl who is being allegedly harassed.
Stay on. Before we continue talking about Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, let's just show our viewers what visuals we're getting right now. It looks like, at least from here, Samir Wankede, who's one of the NCB sleuths heading the investigation. Let's listen in to what he's saying. I don't think he is stopping for a soundbite. We'll try and connect with Tamal and our other colleagues on the ground. These are visuals coming in from Mumbai. Samir Wankere, by the looks of it, he is one of the sleuths of the NCB who's been handling this investigation. Tamal, let me just touch base with you now. We've just seen Samir Wankere walk out here. Kajal Iyer also joins us now on the broadcast. Tamal, but this piece of political posturing there, it's quite blatant, it's quite obvious. Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury is not fooling anybody when he says that the Bihari origins of Mr. Rajput were being used or misused by the BJP. How is Mr. Ranjan Chowdhury doing any better by going to the Bengali Brahmin quote-unquote origins of Rhea Chakraborty?
Well, Arthur, let's not also discount the fact that Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury is actually daring BJP to come up with their own stand and position with vis-a-vis Rhea Chakraborty. As what opinion do they have about Rhea Chakraborty? Minded, it's the Bengali card. In Bengal election 2021, we know the count for which has already been blown by Mamata Banerjee with her July 21 rally. There too, she had kind of invoked the Bengali sentiment and suggested that Bengal will not be ruled by an outsider, not be ruled by Gujarat. So yes, it's the Bengali sentiment. Let's not discount the fact that Trinamool Congress has come up with campaigns like Banglar Gorbo Mamata. There are other campaigns which basically promote the Bengaliness or the Bengali culture and the Bengali sentiment. All in all, what these political parties are trying to suggest that Bengal, these parties are the true custodian of the Bengali culture, not BJP. Thus, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, while playing the Brahmin card of Rhea Chakraborty, while asserting the fact that she is a Bengali and that she deserves justice, he is also trying to challenge BJP to come up with their own position, because on one hand, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury is alleging that BJP is using Sushant Singh Rajput's death as a political issue, as a political cause for Bihar elections. In fact, he has gone on record suggesting the day Rhea Chakraborty was arrested, there were crackers bursted in Bihar in celebration. So basically, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury is accusing BJP of hijacking the Sushant Singh Rajput issue for political benefits, for political issue. But mind it, if Bihar election
let's put that there that Mr. Ranjan Chowdhury has given to the BJP, to a BJP spokesperson, Shaina NC, joining us now. Now, Shaina, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury making that statement suggesting the BJP is trying to use Sushant's Bihari origins as a political plank. And he says if the BJP has the guts, they should come out on the fact that Rhea is a quote-unquote Bengali Brahmin behind bars before her legal process is over. How do you respond to this statement?
You know, I find all this very preposterous. I don't understand how people are reading into different stories differently. First, the death or the demise of Sushant Singh Rajput has nothing to do with the Bihar elections. Rhea Chakraborty's caste has nothing to do with this investigation. There are three aspects to this debate. One is the CBI investigating the crime spot. Second is the Narcotics Bureau looking at all the drug angles. And third is the Enforcement Directorate looking at financial irregularities, if at all. Now, based on this evidence, if she is arrested and if these various aspects need to be unearthed, then I think we need to cooperate with agencies. Why are we making this into a political one-upmanship? The Shiv Sena should answer the question vis-a-vis the death, rather than go on a rampage breaking people's homes which are illegal. And please go ahead and break if they are illegal, but don't do it in a suspect timing and only selectively choose one.
But Shaina, how do you respond to Adhir Ranjan's specific categorization of Rhea as a quote-unquote Bengali Brahmin who's being vilified unjustly? And this is what he says.
I think it's very unfortunate to have this kind of commentary. Does that mean that the Rajputs are rallying behind Sushant Singh Rajput, or people are victimizing Rhea because she's a Brahmin? Please, let's move with the times. This is the 21st century, and if you cannot arrive at the truth, at least please don't encourage these kind of, unbiased, these kind of biased opinions which are unsubstantiated with any proof.
Do you believe that Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, who's been made West Bengal PCC chief recently, is just doing this because the Bengal polls are closed and playing the Bengal card, as my colleague Tamal was just saying? Mamata Banerjee, of course, is adept at playing cards, as is every politician. But Shaina, do you believe this is overtly political, nothing else?
I don't think we should get into a competition as to who said what. Let's just focus on the aspects of this case which are necessary and the reality which needs to come in the public domain rather than going into anyone's personal background.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Shaina NC of the BJP, thank you for joining us on this.